There we are. That's pretty straight up. Dialed in there. Please stand by. Get going in just a few seconds here. Just had a UPS delivery at the door. Okay, good afternoon, everybody. We're about time here for Strat-O-Matic baseball. Oh, we're a minute or two early. That's all right. We can get some of the pre-game stuff out of the way. And hello there, Kenyon. How are you doing? We have, I'll tell you, I'm excited about this game. And there's Jeff. Hello, Jeff. There's Franklin. You know, I had the notifications set to watch Jeffrey's game this morning, then I forgot about it, and I never got the notification. I can't seem to get notifications. I have them checked. I don't understand it. Anyway, back to this one for now. Big pitching matchup today. Cleveland at Detroit. This is the third of a 4-game series. The Indians have won the first 2 in Detroit. And it's lefty Sudden Sam McDowell against righty Denny McLain. 2 fine pitchers on the mound today. Oh, it has, Kenyon. Well, maybe that explains it then. I'm just naturally assuming that it's something I'm doing or not doing. Anyway, the UPS delivery was my new blotter pad, which is going to go down here and replace the now well mookie-chewed cardboard thingamajiggy. I would have put it in today, but the guy just came. So I'll have that set up for tomorrow's game. We can flip these cards over. Oh, if you've been around here, you've seen them before. McDowell's card in particular is insane, and so are the numbers. McDowell has probably been the best pitcher in baseball to this point. He's 7-0 with a 1.59 earned run average, 9 starts, 4 complete games, 2 of them shutouts. Get these numbers: 74 innings, just 41 hits allowed, with 83 strikeouts, which of course leads the league. And a shout out to Thomas and Mike who've joined the chat. McLain, no slouch either. McLain 5-1 with a 2.35 ERA. In 8 starts, he has 3 complete games. He also has 2 shutouts. 61 in the 3rd innings, just 46 hits allowed, with 42 strikeouts. Hello, Ken. Welcome. Trying to adjust my eyes now because I just sat down here. Give me a second. I'm going to give these glasses another cleaning. Feel like this is last year all over again, if you remember, if you were here. I was really battling my vision in December. Then got the new reading glasses in January. And they were good for a short while. But I really think it's the cataracts. Anyway, that's a little better. Hello, Larry. Welcome. Larry Mullins. A name I do not recognize. If you've been here before, my apologies. I'll blame it on senior appropriate memory. But anyway, welcome to the chat. Should be a good one today. 2 excellent pitchers on the mound. Let's go ahead and get you the Cleveland lineup. We'll get this game started. For Cleveland, Vic Davalillo leads it off in center field. Max Alvis at third base hits second. Leon Wagner in left hits third. Rocky Colavito, recently deceased Rocky Colavito. Rest in peace, Rocky. Rocky will be in right field hitting cleanup for today's game as he lives on through Strat-O-Matic. Fred Whitfield at first base hits fifth. Chico Simone is at shortstop, hitting sixth. Pedro Gonzalez, the second baseman. Del Crandall, the catcher, round out the lineup with McDowell hitting ninth. Setting the Tigers defensively for you, it's Bill Freehand doing the catching, Cash at first. Jake Wood gets the start at second base. Euler and Wirt round out the infield, and the outfield left to right is Horton, Kaline, and Northrup. And there's Michael from Spokane, my neighbor. His future will be cleaning a Slurpee machine. So he's not going to be working at a Cinnabon then, huh? Or managing a Cinnabon. I keep forgetting what part of town you're in. If we live close or not. I mean, nowhere in Spokane is too far. I'm up by the strip malls on the north side, by the Y, you know, where the Target is. I'm going to go ahead and turn that heater down now and get that out of the way. And we can get this one underway. Did he really work at a 7-Eleven? Wow. That's sobering, to say the least. Okay, McLean, ready to go to work. Oh, you're west of Spokane, not in town. Okay. Out on the West Plains. Well, that's a broad area. All right, umpire says play ball. We have just over 25,000 on hand for this game. Lou DeMuro calling the balls and strikes. This was a Wednesday evening in Detroit, 1966. Vic Davalillo steps in. Davalillo hitting .244 on the season, 2 homers, 10 RBIs. Denny McLean gets the sign from Freehand. And there is 6-12 left-handed. He pops him up. That's going to be Cash. He takes it. And there's 1 down. Okay, so you're out there on Highway 2, way past the casinos. Airway Heights, basically, or even west of that. Well, I've driven that whole road before. It's been a while. One away, and here's Max Alvis now. Alvis hitting .246, 6 home runs, 18 RBIs for Max as McLean comes set. The windup and the pitch is 3-8 right-handed. And that's going to be swung on and missed, strike 3. Alvis down on strikes. Oh, sure, yeah. And hello, Perry. 2 hits and an error. No, the error does not count against his point of weakness. Much like the hit by pitch, although there does seem to be some argument that maybe the hit by pitch should, and I can certainly see the logic in that. For myself, I'm going to play it by the rules. You've already started this way. 354 games now. Here's Leon Wagner. Wagner hitting .333 on the year. 6 home runs, 18 RBIs. That's going to be a 6-4 left-handed. It's a grounder to shortstop X. That'll be Euler, fine defensive shortstop. 2E28 as he ranges behind the bag. And here's the play on a 4. Diving stop behind the bag. To his feet, throws him out. What a play by Ray Euler. Oh, yeah, it's a web jam as Euler robs a sure base hit from Leon Wagner. 6-3X exclamation. And there goes Cleveland in the first, 1-2-3. After half an inning of play, it's Cleveland nothing, Detroit coming to bat. Against McDowell, as McDowell gets loose. I'll get you the Tigers lineup here in just a minute, but first, I happened to notice that in the real-life game, McDowell only went 1 2/3 innings. So I looked it up, and sure enough, he hurt his arm in this game and will not pitch again until, let me look it up. He injured the deltoid muscle of his left arm on this date. And then on June 16th, he re-injured the shoulder. So McDowell battled some arm problems all year, and that would explain the 194 innings and only 28 starts. When we say only 28 starts and 194 innings, that would probably lead the league these days, right? Yeah, it doesn't matter who makes the error. It's just hits and or walks. That's how it's written. Now, you can play it your own way, of course. I don't think anybody would have any problem with that. I certainly wouldn't. As Baseball Demos Dave would say, play the game you want to play the way you want to play it. Okay, here's the lineup for the Tigers. Jake Wood playing second base leads it off. Don Ward at third hits second. Norm Cash at first base hits third. Al Kaline is in center field once again hitting cleanup. Willie Horton in left bats fifth. Bill Freehan, the catcher, hits sixth. Jim Northrup in right. Ray Euler, who made that sparkling play to end the top of the inning, he's at short hitting eighth with McLean batting ninth. Cleveland defensively will have Del Crandall catching McDowell. Whitfield at first, Gonzalez and Simone up the middle, and Alvis at third. The outfield, Wagner, Davalillo, and the late Rocky Colavito left to right. Jake Wood, just 6 for 18 so far this season. No RBIs. Has a pair of doubles. Getting the start today at second base against the left-handed McDowell. McDowell gets the sign from Crandall. That's going to be a 4-5 right-handed. Swung on and missed, strike three. Down goes Wood. Swung under a high fastball, and down he goes. McDowell appears to be throwing hard from the outset, no surprise. And here's Wirt. Wirt at 256, 4 homers, a dozen RBIs. McDowell with the pitch. That's going to be a 2-4 left-handed. Fly ball to right field, playable for Colavito. Glides over and makes the grab. 2 down, and the batter will be Norm Cash. Norman hitting 269 on the year. 6 home runs, 17 RBIs. Left on left. McDowell's pitch is a 2-6, single to 11. That's a base hit past the diving Gonzalez and into right field. Excuse me. 2-out single for Cash. And there's Michael Haynes. I used to drive through Reardon all the time, Michael Reimer. I had a friend who lived in Davenport for quite a while, so I used to go out that way quite a bit. He used to always tell me, do not speed through Reardon. Make sure you're going the speed limit. And so, of course, I did. Go the speed limit, that is. Here's Kaline now, leading the club in hitting at 333. 6 home runs, 20 RBIs for Kaline. McDowell checks the runner. Now from the stretch, it delivers a 3-11 left-handed. It's a ground ball to first base. Whitfield will take it and run it to the bag, and that will do it for the Tigers in the first. No runs, a hit, 1 left. And we've played 1 inning scoreless. I just figured he would know, right? He lived in Davenport, worked in Spokane, so he drove that 5 days a week. He ought to know. Strat-O-Matic buddy, by the way. I'm still in several leagues with Ray. He lives in Milton now, which is a little town, a suburb of Tacoma, basically, over on the west side. I don't feel tardy. And yeah, exactly. Exactly, Franklin. As long as you're fair for both sides. A little bit of house rules can't hurt anything. And here's Colavito to lead off the second, leading the club in hitting at .356, 9 home runs, 23 RBIs. McLean into the windup. That's going to be a 2-11 right-handed. It's a ground ball to first base, wide of first. Cash has it, underhands to McLean, covering, 1 away. That's going to bring up Fred Whitfield. Whitfield hitting .265 on the year, 8 home runs, and a team-leading 26 RBIs for Fred. Left-handed batter. McLean set now. Pitch to Whitfield is a 4-8 left-handed. That's a triple to 6 on a 7. Deep fly ball to center. K-line back, makes the catch going back. Nice play, K-line. So Whitfield's bid for the triple just missed. We can look at it again there. 4-8 to 6. He rolled the 7. Deep fly ball to center, 2 away. Here's Chico Simone now. Simone playing shortstop today. Just 3 for 34 on the season. That is an average of .088. Heck, that would make Bob Uecker look good. Here's the pitch from McLean. That's going to be a 6-10 right-handed. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Simone overmatched by McLean. That's his second strikeout of the game. 1, 2, 3, go the Indians. It feels like they have, Kenyon. Let's take a look at the standings. This will show the last 10 games. That's what I'm looking for. Well, the Tigers have won 6 of their last 10, but they have dropped the first 2 of this series to Cleveland. Cleveland's on fire. They've won 8 of their last 10 and 5 straight. So the Tigers weren't slumping until Cleveland came to town to answer the question. There had to be a buffet. It'll be Horton, Freehan, and Northrop against McDowell here. Willie Horton hitting .303 on the year. He leads the club in home runs with 11, which is also tied for the American League lead in home runs. He also leads the club with 26 runs batted in. McDowell with the pitch. That's a 5-11 right-handed. It's a fly ball to left field X. That's going to be a tough chance for Wagner. He's not a 4E30. Let me read. That's a 4. It should be a 4E3. Oh, he's a 4E3 with a 0 arm. I wrote that pretty close together there. Even fooled myself. So a tough chance for Wagner on a 4E3. Here's the play on a 20. Nice running catch by Wagner. Oh my goodness. That had extra bases written all over it. Wagner able to run it down. Here's Freehan now. Freehan hitting just .206 so far. 3 home runs, 11 RBIs. The pitch from McDowell is a 6-6 right-handed. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Down goes Freehan. Strikeout number 2 for Sudden Sam. And the batter will be Jim Northrop. Northrop at .259. 5 homers, 12 RBIs. Left on left, McDowell delivers on a 6-5, swung on and missed, strike 3. Strikeout number 3 for McDowell. 1, 2, 3, go the Tigers in the second. After 2 innings, this game definitely living up to its advanced billing, at least so far. We are scoreless, headed to the third. Well, you don't think it was actually that far, huh, Perry? Mookie up in the catbird seat. I tell you, I was doing a little online poker. I was in an online poker tournament, actually. I ended up finishing 13th, but it was getting to the point where it was getting a little too close to game time here for my comfort. I was at the point where I was thinking, shit, another 5 minutes, I'm going to have to go all in just so I can get out of here and get my game set up. Okay, bottom third of the order for Cleveland as we go to the third inning. Pedro Gonzalez will start it off. Pedro hitting .267, 2 homers, 10 RBIs. McLean, the sign from Freehand now. Here's the pitch. It's a 4-11 right-handed, and Gonzalez bangs a base hit into center field. That's the first Cleveland hit of the afternoon, and he's a star 15 Steeler, so let's check the battery now. McLean with a good hold, -2. And then Freehand with that -3 gun behind the plate. That knocks Pedro down to a 10, not even held. And that's going to bring up the catcher, Del Crandall. Looks like Crandall might have got a little coffee on his card there. He doesn't mind. He likes coffee. And welcome to Jimmy Best. Jimmy, I don't recognize that name either. Are you new to the chat? Welcome aboard. And yes, indeed, R.I.P. Rocky. Crandall hitting just .243 so far, 9 for 37. Part-time catcher. He does have 3 home runs and 10 RBIs. McLean checks the runner at first. From the stretch, it's a 3-7 righty. Fly ball to center field, playable for K-Line. He's got it, 1 down. Here's McDowell now. McDowell, left-handed batter, 3W. Also a B bunter, so we're going to roll for inner back. The infield will be in. That would make him a C. Gonzalez, a 14 runner. McDowell squares to bunt to the C on a 6. The bunt works, and that moves Gonzalez to second with 2 down. Runner in scoring position, 2 away. Vic Davalillo trying to pick him up. Vic 0 for 1 on the day. McLean gets his sign. Here's the pitch to Vic. It's a 6-11 left-handed. A grounder to first. It's a hard hit grounder. 1 hop by Cash. He takes it to the bag. And that will do it. No runs a hit, 1 left. Goose egg so far as we go to the bottom of the third. Here's McDowell. Just look at that card, especially against lefties. Oh my God. It's going to be Euler, McLean, and Wood for Detroit. Euler, actually, that looks like a pretty decent card on the left side. Not much on the right side. Facing a lefty today. Euler, however, just 3 for 30 on the season. All 3 hits doubles, interestingly enough, and he has 3 RBIs. McDowell in the windup. 5-4 right-handed. That'll be catcher's card X. That's Crandall. Crandall a 4E5. And the result of the play on a 3, it's a foul out to the catcher, 1 down. That'll bring up Denny McLean. Right-handed batter, 3W. McDowell's pitch on a 3-4 struck him out. McLean never even took the bat off of his shoulder. He just watched 3 sail right by, and he'll sit down, and with 2 down, it'll be up to Jake Wood. Wood struck out his first time up. McDowell gets the sign. There's the pitch to Wood. It's a 3-7. He bangs a base hit into left field. Line drive single picked up by Wagner. Wood will round and hold it first. Wood, a star 15 Steeler. Let's check the Cleveland battery now. McDowell, a -1 hold. Crandall, a 0. That would make Wood a 14. With Don Wirt coming up, they're going to hold him on and make that 12. So Wood will stay put. Wirt will hit away. From the stretch, it's a 4-7 right-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3. Down goes Wirt. Strikeout number 5 for McDowell. No runs, a hit, 1 left in the third. We're scoreless after 3 here in Detroit. A much anticipated matchup here today. Both pitchers so far pitching up to it. And it's going to be Elvis, Wagner, and Colavito due up here as Cleveland comes to bat in the 4th. Elvis struck out his first time. McLean gets the sign. Here's the pitch to Elvis on a 5-10 right-handed. It's catcher's card X. That'll be the Gold Glover freehand, a 1E2. And here's the play. Oh, we got a re-roll. We got a dice down, and we've got base markers flying everywhere. There's the die. Okay, one more time. X chart 1E2. On a 15, it's a foul out to the catcher. One away, and here's Wagner. Leon 0 for 1. Here's the pitch for Denny McLean now. It's a 5-6 left-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3. Down goes Wagner. Strikeout number 3 for Denny McLean. And here's Rocky 0 for 1. McLean into the windup. The pitch is a 1-9 right-handed, called strike 3. Colavito doesn't like it, mutters something to home plate umpire DeMuro as he walks away. 1, 2, 3 go the Indians in the 4th. And that's 4 strikeouts for Denny McLean now. Sudden Sam getting loose. Norm Cash will lead it off here in the bottom of the 4th. Cash singled his first time up. The 5-11. Oh yeah. That seems to be his chink there. 42 home runs allowed in 264 innings in real life. McLean, of course, would go on in 1968 to be the last 30-game winner in Major League history. And unless something were to change drastically, that will be the last in Major League history. McDowell ready to work to Cash. Here's the pitch on a 3-5. It's a high fly ball to deep right field. Colavito back at the track, at the wall. It's gone. Home run, Norm Cash. How about that? Left on left. Cash not intimidated. 3-5 lefty to 14. He rolls the 8. And for Norm Cash, his 7th home run of the season makes it 1-0 Tigers. Here's K-Line now 0 for 1. McDowell rubbing up a new ball, gets the sign from Crandall. The K-Line is a 2-11 left-handed. That's hit deep to left field. Going back is Wagner, just shy of the track, pulls it in. Willie Horton stands in now. Crandall flashing some signs. McDowell nods. Here's the windup and the pitch. It's a 6-6 right-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3. Horton strikes out. That's now 3, 4, 5. That's 6 for McDowell. That's noteworthy. And with 2 away, it'll be Bill Freehand. Bill struck out his first time against Sudden Sam. And here comes the pitch on a 4-6. He walks him. 2-out walk to Freehand. -1, he's a 13. Freehand, one of the few catchers who could run a little bit. He'll stay put, however. Jim Northrup will swing away. Left on left. The pitch from McDowell is a 1-7. Triple to 3, and on the 1, he's going to get the triple. How about that? Northrup blisters it over the first base bag and into the corner. Rattling around, it bounces away from Colavito. Here comes Freehand to score. The throw to third. Northrup is in there with the daily triple. Let's take another look. 1-7 lefty, triple to 3, double anything else. He throws the 1. And a 2-out triple by Jim Northrup makes it 2-0 Detroit. Boy, these Tigers came to play today. They do not want to be swept by Cleveland. Here's Euler now. The pitch from McDowell is 6-6, swung on and missed, strike 3. And that'll do it for Detroit in the 4th. But they score 2 on 2 hits and leave a man. After 4 innings of play, Tigers lead at 2-0. It seems like more than it should be, doesn't it, Franklin? At least it feels like it. Somebody looked at it once and figured out the pace I was on. I was way ahead of the real-life Major League pace. 2-0 Tigers. We move along to the 5th inning here today. Good crowd on hand for this one. Fred Whitfield will start things off. Fred's 0 for 1. McLean gets the sign now. The pitch, a 6-11 left-handed. It's a hard grounder to first. Cash scoops it up and takes it himself. That'll bring up Chico Simone. He struck out his first time against Denny. And here's the pitch on a 3-6 right-handed, a 2-hopper to short. Euler has it on the run, fires over to Cash, 2 down. Euler charged the 2-hopper, got it on the short hop, made a nice throw to first base. With 2 down, it'll be Pedro Gonzalez. Gonzalez singled his first time up. The pitch from Denny McLean is a 6-8 right-handed. That's a fly ball to right and playable. Northrup backs up a few steps and puts it away to retire the side. 1, 2, 3, go the Indians in the 5th. Denny McLean will lead it off in the bottom of the inning. McLean batting right-handed. Here comes the pitch. That's a 1-11. Single to 6 on a 15. The liner is caught by Gonzalez. Little soft liner to second. Gonzalez makes the catch, and there's 1 away. That'll bring up Wood now. Jake Wood 1 for 2 this afternoon. Pitch from McDowell is a 5-10 right-handed. It's a grounder to shortstop X. That's going to be a tough chance for Simone. A 4-34 as he charges it. Little throw roller to short on an 18. He's got it and throws him out. Nice play, Chico. So 6-3 X, Wood retired. And with 2 away, Don Wirt will be the hitter. We're 0 for 2. McDowell into the windup. Here's the pitch now. It's a 4-12 right-handed. It's a high fly ball to left field. Going back is Wagner at the track, at the wall. It's gone. Home run, Don Wirt. That makes it 3-0 Tigers. Let's take another look. 4-12 righty to 10. Wirt has the power. He rolls the 3. And it's a 2-out blast for Don Wirt. His 5th home run of the season. So McDowell bitten by the long ball the last couple innings. Tigers lead it 3-0, and here's Cash. Cash homered his last time up. He's 2 for 2. McDowell into the windup. That's going to be a 6-3 left-handed. It's a grounder to the pitcher X. McDowell a 1E15. Here's the play. On a 4, error range. It's a 5 on a 15, and he boots it. It's off McDowell's glove for an error. E1, Cash reaches. And that's going to get Al Kaline to the plate. This is a great game, isn't it? This game and Strat-O-Matic in general. Couldn't have put it better, Franklin. Sudden Sam suddenly in trouble as he faces Kaline 0 for 2 on the day. Checks the runner. The pitch from the stretch is a 1-5, and he loses in ball 4. 2-out walk to Kaline. And up steps the dangerous Willie Horton. He leads the team in home runs and RBIs so far this season. And that's going to send Crandall out to the mound. Infield comes in. DeMiro says, break it up. McDowell ready to work to Horton now. Here's the pitch. It's going to be a 1-8. Struck him out. DeMiro rings him up, called strike 3. Horton strikes out for the second time today. That'll end the inning, but the Tigers add on a run on Don Wirt's home run. After 5 innings of play, they lead it 3-0. And before we go to the 6th, I'll look at the chat. I know, Franklin, right? Art imitating life. Is maybe McDowell experiencing a little shoulder soreness today? I have them all so far, Razor, for this replay. They're in a little filing thing. At a certain point, I'll have too many, and I'll get rid of the old ones. I don't tend to keep a lot of paper around. I used to, but I tried to change my hoarding ways when I had to move. So that top shelf there, that's all the score sheets from the 66 replay. So if that gets full, which it will, we'll have to weed out some of the earlier ones. There are a couple I keep permanently. Let me get this thing settled in here again now. Oh, where's the one I had? That's funny. I think I would have put it in there, but I didn't. I kept the printout of the 4 home run Henry Aaron game. That sounded a little bit low. Yeah. There's Kurt Miller. Welcome, Kurt. Good numbers there on Colavito. For Jerry Lumpy and Wickersham. That's interesting. See, I always thought that he went from Detroit to Cleveland. But he did not, apparently. Okay. That throws me for a second. I'll regroup here. And we'll go to the 6th inning. Crandall, pitcher's spot in Davalillo. McLean ready to work. Here's the pitch now. It's a 5-6 right-handed little tapper to shortstop. Oilers there. Flings it across to Cash. 1 away. And now the question is what to do with Cleveland. What to do with McDowell, I should say. A 7-inning starter in a 3-0 game. Statistically, probably a pinch-hitting situation, but I'm going to let him bat. He's a left-handed hitter. 3-10, and he draws the walk. How about that? McLean, the unforgivable sin of walking the opposing pitcher, especially with a 3-0 lead. So McDowell strolling down to first, taking his time. Gonzalo. Welcome, Gonzalo. Well, there's quite a few of us on here, Gonzalo. Did you used to play? Here's Davalillo now. 0 for 2 on the day. Popped to first, grounded to first. McLean from the stretch. That's going to be a 3-6 right-handed, and Davalillo promptly bangs a base hit into right field. McDowell will hold at second. Northrup, a pretty good arm out there. And here's Max Alvis. So 1 out in the 6th, Denny McLean facing his first real challenge of the day. 1st and 2nd, 1 away. 1977 in particular, Gonzalo. The 52 homer year. I remember that card. I can see that card in my head. There are a handful of cards like that we played with a lot. That was in my keeper league. Back in the day in Southern California, my 8-team keeper league. So here's Alvis, 0 for 2 on the day. McLean studies the runners, studies the sign. The pitch to Alvis, 3-8 right-handed. Called strike 3. Oh, and Alvis doesn't like it. Couple of batters not too pleased with Jamuro's strike zone today. But it is a strikeout, and with 2 down, it will be up to Leon Wagner. Leon 0 for 2. The pitch from Denny McLean. It's going to be a 3-5 right-handed. It's a 2-star single into right. McDowell will come around to score. Davalillo to third. And it's a 3-1 ball game. And Freehand's going to head out to the mound now to check on Denny McLean. Oh, so it was the other way around. No? That was a big trade, wasn't it? Okay, we're going to have to get to the bottom of this. Colavito is up. He's 0 for 2 today. Tying runs aboard. McLean ready to work. Here's the pitch now to Rocky. It's a 1-10. It's a hard hit ball to third. Backhanded by Wirt. Fires across in time, and the side is retired. Indians settle for a run on 2 hits and leave a pair. Yeah, for Harvey Keene. That's one of the great trades in history. I'm trying to figure out where Kansas City comes into play on this. Bear with me a minute. I'm going to look up Colavito right now on Baseball Reference. Yes, so he was with Cleveland, and then he went back to Cleveland? That's why I'm confused. Signed in 1951 by the Indians as an amateur free agent. 1960 traded to the Tigers for Harvey Keene. Then in 63, the trade that was mentioned here in the chat, the Jerry Lumpy Dave Wickersham. And then in 65, a 3-team trade. He went back to Cleveland from Kansas City. The Indians traded Tommy Agee, Tommy John, and John Romano to the White Sox. The White Sox sent Cam Carrion to Cleveland. The White Sox sent a player to be named later, Mike Hirschberger and Jim Landis, to the Athletics. And the White Sox also sent Fred Talbot to Kansas City to complete the trade. And most of those guys, of course, are in this replay. Here's McDowell now. Bottom of the 6th inning, Tigers lead at 3-1. Bill Freehan will lead it off, 0 for 1 with a walk. The pitch from McDowell is a 5-6, swung on and missed, strike 3. Down goes Freehan. That's 7, 8. That's not strikeout number 9 for Sudden Sam. McDowell definitely has the strikeout pitch working, but he's trailing in this one 3-1. Jim Northrup, 1 for 2, tripled in the 4th. Left on left, here's the pitch on a 5-8 left-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3, and that's 10 Ks for McDowell. McDowell came into the game leading the American League with 83 strikeouts. He has 93 now, and here's Euler. And here's McDowell's pitch to Euler on a 2-4. It's a triple to 4 on a 14. It will be a 2-bagger for Ray Euler. How about that? Light-hitting shortstop bangs a 2-out double. I'll turn the lineup over and get McLean up to bat. Right-handed hitter, and here's the pitch from McDowell on a 3-3. It's a grounder down to first base. Cash has it. Sorry, Cash. Whitfield has it. Flips to McDowell covering, and that will do it for the Tigers in the 6th. No runs to hit, 1 left. We've played 6. It's 3-1 Tigers. Good ball game here today. I want to thank everybody for watching. McDowell gave up a couple of long balls. Other than that, I'd have to say this one really lived up to the advanced billing. Hell of a pitching duel here. We go to the 7th inning. McLean rated 8 for endurance. McDowell a 7. It'll be Whitfield, Simone, and Gonzalez for the Indians. Fred Whitfield 0 for 2 on the day. McLean into the windup. Comes in there with a 1-7, called strike 3. Let's add up McLean's now. 2, 4, 5, 6 strikeouts for Denny McLean. That's going to bring up Chico Simone, 0 for 2 today. McLean into the windup. We've got one off the table as Simone fouls it straight back. McLean rubs up a new ball. Now set. Next pitch is a 1-11 righty. He pops him up on the left side. Wirt is there. 2 outs quickly here in the 7th. That's going to bring up Pedro Gonzalez, 1 for 2 on the day. Denny McLean into his windup now. The pitch is a 3-7 right-handed. It's a fly ball to center. Routine for K-line. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Denny McLean. Yes, sir, Franklin. 16 strikeouts in this one. As we stretch for the 7th, Tigers leading at 3-1. And welcome, Philip, and welcome to Gerald. Gonzalo went to the very first game in the then Royal Stadium. That's pretty cool. I'm quite sure he doesn't remember it. I barely remember my first game. I was 9 or 10, depending on what part of the year it was. Okay, we're going to stretch here. I'm going to use the restroom. We'll take a short break, top off my coffee. We'll take a look in on Mookie up here. Hey, Mookie. What are you looking at, buddy? I tell you, he came down out of there like a thunderbolt when that UPS guy knocked at the door. He was all intruder alert. Okay, I'll be right back. We'll take a short one here, guys. All right. We go to the bottom of the 7th. In a tight game here, Tigers leading by 2. McDowell, probably his last inning of work. He'll be facing the top of the Detroit lineup here. McDowell due to bat second in the 8th. But he'll have a chance to, if nothing else, rack up another strikeout or two. Top of the order for the Tigers is Jake Wood, 1 for 3 on the day. And here we go. McDowell into the windup. It's a 2-7 left-handed. Wood bangs a base hit up the middle. He's 2 for 4. Star 15 stealer. 14 not held. He'll have to be held at 12. And the batter is Wirt. Wirt homered his last time up. And that's going to get him stirring in the Cleveland pen. And they're going to get the right-hander Tom Kelly throwing down there. He'll be joined by the lefty Jack Kralik. Well, of course they still make it, Gonzalo. And the creator is still alive, Harold Richmond, in his mid-80s, if I had to guess. His son has taken over most of the day-to-day running of the company. Okay, McDowell pitching to Wirt with a runner on first and nobody out. Here's the pitch now. It's going to be a 2-6 left-handed, and he loses him ball 4. So the first 2 batters reach here. Now one more hit or walk will fatigue McDowell. He'll face Cash. Kelly getting ready in a hurry now. Runners take their lead. From the stretch, the pitch from McDowell, a 2-9 left-handed. It's a ground ball back to McDowell. He goes down to Wood for 1, to Cash, double play. It's a 1-4-3, Wood to third. And a huge double play there for the Indians. Not out of the woods yet, as here's Al Kaline. Pitch around him, you say? Well, you got Willie Horton on deck. McDowell will go after Kaline here. Here's the pitch now. It's a 4-5 right-handed, swung on and missed, strike three, and McDowell pitches out of the jam. His 11th strikeout. That'll end his day with a K. No runs, a hit, one left for the Tigers. We've played 7 innings. It's 3-1 Tigers. Before we go to the 8th, let's take a look at the Detroit defense. Can't take Horton out yet. Could replace Wood with Lumpy. Yeah, they will do that. They know McDowell's coming out anyway. If McDowell was staying in, you might stay with Wood, the right-handed batter. Lumpy a 4-E8. 1 through 9 runner. Horton and Northrop 4s on the corners, that we're going to let them bat once more. Both will bat in the 8th. So Denny McLean in his first endurance inning, he'll be facing Crandall, a pinch hitter, and then Vic Davalillo. Crandall 0 for 2 in this one. That's going to be a 6-10 right-handed, swung on and missed, strike three. That's strikeout number 7 for McLean. Now we're going to have a batter for McDowell. So Kelly is ready. He pitched in this game in real life. He'll be coming in. McDowell worked 7 innings today. He gave up 7 hits, 3 runs, walked 3, and struck out 11. Jim Landis was used in real life, and that's who we're going with. Jim Landis, the pinch hitter. We just mentioned Landis, didn't we? He was part of one of those trades. Landis on the season, however, just 4 for 35 in our replay. A 114 average. A double switch wear, Franklin. There's one out. He's already in the 9th spot. So here's Landis now. The pitch from McLean is a 3-5 right-handed, called strike 3. That's 8 strikeouts for Denny McLean. Oh, just reminding. Thank you. Yeah, that's my Achilles heel for sure. I've gotten a couple of them lately, though. Here's Davalillo with 2 down. He's 1 for 3 on the day. McLean gets the sign from Freehand. Comes in there with a 5-7 lefty and Did he go around? They checked with the third base umpire. He says he did not. That's going to be a walk to Vic Davalillo. McLean barking at the umpire. Umpire points at McLean. Davalillo is star 15. -5, he's a 10, not held. Battery of McLean and Freehand holding him tight at first base. And the batter will be Max Alvis with 2 down. McLean from the stretch. 3-6 right-handed, ball 4, he loses him. And now one more hitter walk will fatigue Denny McLean. Back-to-back walks with 2 outs in the 8th. Tying runs are aboard, and Leon Wagner due up, and that's going to get him scurrying around in the Detroit pen. That's going to get the stopper, the ace, if you will, Larry Sherry throwing. They could use a lefty. The only lefty in the Detroit pen, however, is Johnny Padres. So 2 on, 2 out, top of the 8th. Tigers lead at 3-1. Here's Leon Wagner facing Denny McLean. And here's the pitch. It's a 4-7 left-handed. It's a double to 6, and on a 4, that's going to be down for extra bases into left field. Davalillo will score. Alvis can try to score. He's the tying run. 14-16. Horton a -1, 1-15. They're going to send him. The throw to the plate, 1-15. He scores, and this game is all tied up, and McLean is fatigued. Holy crap. A 2-run double for Wagner. He winds up at third. Here comes Bob Swift. And that's going to do it for Denny McLean. Did not see that one coming. Yes, it does, Kenyon, absolutely. And welcome to Claims and Stuff, another name I don't recognize. Welcome aboard. Boy, you came into a wild one here. Rocky Colavito due up with a man on third. They really got to get Colavito out. They're going to go with Fred Gladdy, not Sherry. Sherry is joined by the lefty Johnny Padres now, with the lefty Fred Whitfield on deck. McLean in his 7 2/3. He only allowed 1 hit through 5 innings, a total of 3. Just 4 hits allowed on the day for McLean. 3 runs so far. He walked 3. Struck out 8. And here's Gladding now. Facing Rocky Colavito, who's 0 for 3 on the day. Gladding, 2-2 with a save in 13 appearances, 5.4 ERA. Thinking about it now, I almost should have brought in Padres. Walked Colavito and pitched to Whitfield. On the other hand, then they can counter with Chuck Hinton at first base. So we're going to leave it as it is. It's Gladding versus Colavito, the late Rocky Colavito. Just passed away recently. R.I.P. R.I.P. Rocky. Gladding ready to go to work. To pitch to Colavito on a 6-7. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Big strikeout there for Fred Gladding to end the inning. But the Indians tie it up. 2 runs on only 1 hit. They leave a runner at third base. And Tom Kelly will be coming on to pitch for Cleveland. We can close the book on McLean. Wow, what a game. What a game. 3-3 now. Horton, Freehan, and Northrup due up. I'm sure Tiger fans very happy that we did not replace those gentlemen for defensive substitutes. Let's check out Kelly's numbers in our replay. He's been in 7 games. He's 0-1 with a very high 6.75 ERA in 12 innings. The card, of course, better than that. Pretty good against right-handers, and that's what he'll be facing here. At least the first 2. Willie Horton will start it off. He's 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Kelly into the windup. That's a 5-4 right-handed. It's a grounder to third base X. Tough chance for Elvis. Elvis, a 3E21. Lunging to his left. On a 9, it's the E rating. It's a 5 on a 21, and it's off of his glove for an error. Error Max Elvis, and Horton is aboard. Second Cleveland error of the day. Kelly with a -3 hold. Horton not a threat to steal. And the batter will be Freehan. Left-handed Kralik ready in the pen. And he'll be joined by the righty Steve Hargan. Okay, runner at first, nobody out. Kelly pitching to Freehan from the stretch. It's a 6-11 right-handed fly ball to straightaway center. Davalillo backing up a few steps and hauls it in. 1 down, and Jim Northrup will be the hitter now. Northrup 1 for 3, tripled back in the 4th. Kelly out of the stretch. Pitch to Northrup on a 110. That is blistered into the right center field gap. It's a triple to 14 on an 18. It's going to be an open double for Northrup, meaning Horton could try to go all the way to home on that. To center field, Horton a 13. Davalillo a +1 arm. 14 with 1 out. And Euler coming up. They're going to send him. Northrup going as well. He's going to third, where he would be a 10. The throw's coming through. 1 to 14 to the plate. He scores. Northrup to third. And the Tigers retake the lead 4-3. Four to 3, runner at third, 1 out. The Indians will have to bring the infield in for Ray Euler. Pitcher's spot on deck. Kelly gets the sign. Pitch to Euler. It's a 2-5 right-handed, and he bangs it. It's back-to-back triples. Triple to 10. He's got the triple. No, it's not back-to-back triples. I'm sorry. But it is a triple. An RBI triple by the light-hitting Ray Euler. Northrup in to score. And that makes it 5-3. And the Tigers will send up a batter for Gladding. So Gladding faces just one batter, and it was a big one. He struck out Colavito. The Tigers are going to bring up Dick McAuliffe to bat. And that's going to send Tebbets out to the mound, and that'll do it for Kelly. So the lefty Jack Kralik coming on now. Kelly, a third of an inning, he gave up a double and a triple. Runner at third, one out. Will the Tigers counter? They will not. They're going to stick with McAuliffe. Kralik on the season, just 4 appearances, 5.4 in 5 innings, no record. Left-handed pitcher, facing the left-handed McAuliffe. McAuliffe this season, just 220, but 5 home runs, a dozen RBIs. Infield in, left on left. Here's the pitch now on a 6-7. It's a grounder to second base X. Big play for Pedro Gonzalez, a 3E14. Remember, infield is in. On a 10, it's the E range. It's a 12 on a 14, and it's an error off of Gonzalez's glove. Another run will come in. 2 errors in the inning. 3 in the game for Cleveland. Oilers scores. And the batter will be Jerry Lumpy, his first at bat of the day. Left on left, Kralik comes in there with a 4-7 left-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3. That's the second out of the inning, and Don Wirt will bat. Wirt 1 for 3 with a home run in this one. Kralik gets the sign. The pitch to Wirt. 5-6 right-handed. It's a slow roller to short. Simone to Gonzalez for the force. And that will do it. But the Tigers plate 3 runs. On 2 hits, they leave 1. The out double. 1 unearned run. Charge to Kelly. And we go to the 9th, and Larry Sherry will come on for the Tigers to try to close it. Sherry with 9 saves on the season. I believe that leads the league. And let's check Tigers defensively. Now we can tighten up that outfield for Detroit. K-line will move to right. Horton will be replaced in left by Don Demeter. To E7 -1. And in Northrup's spot, coming into play center field, Mickey Stanley. And here's Larry Sherry now trying to get his 10th save of the season. 6-3 Tigers after a wild 8th inning, which saw the Indians tie it with 2 in the top of the inning, and Tigers came roaring right back. A double and a triple in the aid of 2 Cleveland errors to take the lead 6-3. And that brings us to the 9th. Whitfield, Simone, and Gonzalez due against bullpen ace Larry Sherry. I want to thank everybody for watching today. I sure do appreciate it. We had some new faces in here today. Gonzalo and Claims and stuff. And a late response to Perry, left field, right field. I assume that's what you meant. Here's Whitfield now, 0 for 3 on the day. Larry Sherry ready to go to work as he gets the sign from Freehand. Here's the pitch to Fred on a 3-7. He bangs a base hit into right field. Leadoff single for Whitfield. Sherry so far 1-0, 9 saves, and a brilliant 1.64 ERA in 22 innings of work. He'd only allowed 9 hits, make that 10 now. And here's the shortstop, Chico Simone. Checking the Cleveland bench. It'll be Simone. Sherry out of the stretch. Pitch to Chico is a 3-9. Called strike 3. Oh my. Down goes Chico. Frozen. On a fastball at the knees. And with 1 out, it will be Pedro Gonzalez. Pedro 1 for 3. Sherry from the stretch. It's a 2-7 right-handed. Called strike 3. Gonzalez barking at the umpire. And Cleveland down to their last out. Is it going to be Crandall? Who else have they got? You got Hinton. Not much of an improvement, really. Or Larry Brown. Hinton or Crandall? I'd let Crandall hit. If he can get on, Hinton would hit for the pitcher. So Del Crandall representing the last chance for the Indians. Runner at first, 2 down. Sherry with the pitch. It's a 5-7 right-handed single to 10 on a 17. That liner is speared by Don Wirt at third, and that's the ball game. No runs, a hit, 1 left. 6-3 Tigers. Tigers really needed that one against Cleveland. And as always, I'll have the totals for you here in just a moment. Thank you, Kenyon. Thank you, Franklin. Franklin's pondering the player of the game. Two strikeouts for Sherry. Kralik worked 2/3. That makes Tom Kelly the loser. Kelly drops to 0-2. Interestingly, in real life, okay, in this game, some of you guys probably have already looked at it. After McDowell left after 1 2/3 innings with the sore shoulder, Kelly worked 7 1/3 innings relief. Just 5 hits and 2 runs. He ended up getting the win in real life. Today, he's the loser. I tell you can make a case for any of those guys. Northrup with the triple and the double. He drove in the winning run. I could see that. I think it has to be Northrop with an attaboy to Euler. Could make a case for McLean as well. He pitched a hell of a game, as did McDowell. Neither pitcher had anything to do with it, however, as Gladding picked up the win with his third of an inning. How about that? It happens sometimes. Gladding 3-2 now. Gladding kind of becoming the vulture of the Detroit pen, huh? Sherry with the save, his league-leading 10th. Attaboy to Wagner, too. And there's Bob B. Well, that's an interesting take, Bob. He was 0 for 4 in this game, struck out twice, but we did mention him several times, and I'll say it again, rest in peace, Rocky. That was a good game. Pitchers duel early, got crazy in the 8th, and the Tigers emerged victorious. They had 6 runs on 9 hits, no errors. Cleveland 3 runs on just 5 hits. They committed 3 errors. Tigers improved to 20-15. Cleveland 21-13. What does that do to our standings? Cleveland drops to 2.5 back. Tigers move to 4 back of the first place Baltimore Orioles. Looking ahead on the schedule to tomorrow, it'll be the New York Mets at the Houston Astros. Rob Gardner versus Larry Dierker. That'll be 1:30 Pacific, 4:30 Eastern. Want to remind you that just over an hour from now, Jeffrey Guterman will be interviewed by Dave from Baseball Demos on Jeffrey Guterman's channel. Gonzalo, I don't even know what that is. How do I do that? Thank you, Tony M. Thank you, Perry. Thank you, everyone. Is that something I do with the chat? I've got top chat, live chat. I usually click the live chat. Oh, I see what you mean. No, I think you have to be monetized to do that. I'm nowhere near that point yet. I've only been doing this a little over a year. I'm not concerned about that. I mean, not that I would turn it down, obviously, but that's not my primary objective. My primary objective is to entertain. If you guys are entertained, then I've done my job. Yeah, I think it's at least 500, maybe 1,000. I could look into that, I guess. Exactly, Kenyon. Well, I'm going to hightail it out of here. I want to thank everybody once again for watching. Good game today. And, Bob. That's funny. I'm going to get out of here and find something to eat. Thanks again, everybody. Have a great evening, and I'll catch you later.